Hey trainers, Poked out here along with the Dancing Bear at first base.
KK Shiv 128.
Great beast in the natural habitat.
Mm-hmm.
And today we have some interesting news for Worlds. Is a Worlds format, ARG Invitational, was held over the weekend. And even though Celestial Storm is not currently sanctioned, so it was an unsanctioned event, just to kind of give us an idea of what direction people are going for Worlds. And this is a very valuable tool at our resources that we can use to tweak and change our decks to what kind of direction people are going with their decks. So let's hop into it. And as you can see, there's a lot of big names on here: Isaiah Bradner, John Gavin, Peter Kika,
John
Ing, Ian Robb, Michael Catron. So a lot of big name players attended this event, and there wasn't any Masters, Senior, Junior divisions. It was all grouped into one. So juniors had to play Masters also. So
poor things.
Yeah, but they put the hurt on some of the Masters. So it's funny. People are always, you won a regional or did good because it was seniors, but seniors putting the hurt on the Masters here. So I find that very, very amusing. Grant Manley in here, another big name. So let's hop into some of the decks to kind of quickly go over what the top 16. We have the top 16 deck list. So we have a Rayquaza list with 4 Rayquaza, 2 Lele, 1 Latios, 1 Oranguru. No Coco GX, no Pheromosa GX, just straight Rayquaza and a Monkey.
Monkey putting in the hurt.
So you'll see 4 Helix Fossil Ammonite. That is not a typo. Like I said, Arcanine Labs didn't have Acrobike because it's not legal yet. So 4 Helix Fossils, actually 4 Acrobikes. So if you're seeing that, it looks kind of weird. And then you'll notice like the Rayquaza EX when it's clearly Rayquaza GX. So just bear with us. Do the best we can here. 3 Wishful Batons instead of fighting Fury Belt or Choice Band. So that's very interesting. Other thing to note, 4-3 on the Mysterious Treasure and Ultra Ball. I think
that's pretty standard.
Standard, and from our testing, that seemed to be the best mix. 3 Palpad, also interesting. I think we played 2, right?
Yep.
And we played 3 Floatstone. They played 4. So.
And the 2 Super Rods. We only played 1, I believe.
We also played the Rescue Stretcher and only 1 Super Rod. So different, little things different. Probably the same 55 or so cards.
Yeah.
So very, very similar list. So moving on. We have a Beast Box. This one's geared more towards a Naganadel build. It also runs the 4 Stakatakas and only 1 promo Dustmane. Focus on healing here. We've got 2 Assault Vests and 3 Max Potions. So we're looking to absorb 2 hits. Possibly
maybe even
3 with the Stakataka. So
and the Assault Vest.
Let's play your Max Potion, attach metal. So very interesting take on the Beast Box. So
and a random receiver.
It's very random. Okay, now here's your winner, Isaiah Bradner, born in 2004. That makes him a senior, folks. Senior taking the W at the Invitational. This is kind of the direction we believe towards Control Deck is going to take. And I think this is really close to what we've been featuring on the channel. 4-4 Zoroark, 2-2 Macargo, 2 Lele, 1 Mew, 1 Oranguru, 1 Sylveon. The only difference, I think we've opted to completely take out the Mew and add the 3rd Lele, right?
Mm-hmm.
As far as Pokemon. So now as far as our trainers and supporters, looking real quick for what's different, and you'll notice Team Rocket's handiwork. This is for the mirror match.
I like the tech.
very good for the mirror match, and I can see it coming in handy. See what I did there? See what I did there? It could come in handy against Rayquaza since they always thin out their deck a lot. So.
And I think other Zoroark decks or anything else running a Rangaroo for resource management.
Anything, yeah. So it's a definitely good tech to deal with Rangaroo. And it's pretty handy against Rayquaza.
It helped.
Oh, all right. Quickly skimming over 3 field blowers instead of 2. We've got only 1 enhanced hammer instead of 2. 1 counter catcher instead of 2 counter catchers, and the red card. So, and only 1 weakness policy.
And 1 max pot.
Our list played the 1 max potion.
Oh.
I think the difference in this list and ours is the Rocket's handiwork, 1 less in the hammer, and the red card. And the counter catcher.
And the weakness policy, or do we only run 1?
Yeah, I think we only run 1.
And do we run a 1/1 Slugma Macargo or 2/2?
2/2. We run a 2/2 in the Tord control. So we're 4 cards off. So the counter catcher, red card, and the enhanced hammer, and the Rocket's handiwork. So we're 4 cards off from the winning list here. Moving on, we've got a Zoroark Garbodor deck, and
you're going to see a lot of them.
You're going to see a lot of these because, there was 5 in the top 16, I believe. Latios. You're going to see the... no one can for sure decide on what the last Pokemon should be.
I kind of like Latios.
So Latios there. Everything else looks pretty standard, but you are going to notice 3 Psychic, no Unit Energy, no Rainbow. So anticipating the enhanced Hammer Hate on Trash Lanch, just go with the 3 Psychic, right?
Yep. I think it was a good call.
Ian Robb, our number 1 seed going into day 2 with a Buzz Rock deck. Only 1 GX for the baby. Everything else looks standard on the Pokemon line. Trainers, you'll notice no field blower. Very interesting. He's obviously not concerned whatsoever with weakness policy. I'm going to go aggressive, consistent.
Probably going to discard him with Sycamore.
So not even going to bother with it. So, bold strategy, Cotton. And it paid off.
Definitely paid off.
It paid off. So, looks good. 8 fighting, not 9. Something to note. Next, we have a Gardevoir deck. If you can get the right consistency, Gardevoir is in a really good spot right now. You are going to take a hard L to Buzzrock, but everything else seems solid, huh?
Yeah.
All the matchups. It's just, do you want to be that player searching for the turn 2 rare candy for all of Worlds? Do you want to be that person? Do you want to be that guy?
Or that girl.
I don't know. It's up to you. But we do have cards to help the consistency in the form of 2 Mysterious Treasure. You play the Psychic Ralts, Psychic Curlia. So now you have 4 Ultra Ball, 2 Mysterious Treasure, 6 ways to get out your basics, along with 2 Bridgets right there. Heavy in count. 2 Guzmas. Only 1 Cynthia. I thought that was pretty surprising.
Yeah, I thought they would have ran more Cynthias.
I find it interesting that we're going heavier Sycamore rather than Cynthia. I think that's probably the most interesting part about this list. Just 1/1 Octillery, 1 Vulpix, but yeah, and then 4/8. John Ing's second place deck list, identical to Isaiah's. They're buddies, so no surprise here. I think it's the same 60, right?
Yep, pretty sure.
Another Buzzwole deck from Michael Catron. We've got 2 that looks kind of like a 1, but it's a 2, folks. 2 Lycanrocs, 2 Rockruffs, 3 Baby Buzz, and just the 1 Buzzwole GX. And then a 1/1 Artillery, 1 Diancie. So, very similar. Michael has opted
with the field
2
blowers.
field blowers. So, we're unsure on field blower or no field blower. So I find that's interesting. So maybe just 1 field blower?
Nice in between.
Why can't we have both, right?
The best of both worlds.
There we go. 1 field blower. You heard it first, folks. Opted for the 9 fighting instead of 8 to help with the max elixirs. Only 2 B strings. So definitely an interesting list from the trainer perspective. Not much difference in the Pokemon. The Pokemon line is basically the same. It doesn't change. But the trainers, pretty interesting, right?
Yeah.
So definitely heavier Baby Buzz. Okay. Next we have another Rayquaza deck. But this time we've opted for, and this is a junior or a senior, a real young senior. We've opted for the Coco GX. So 4 Rayquaza, 2 Lele, 1 Latios, 1 Monkey, and 1 Tapu Koko GX. And then you'll see again 4 Mystery Treasure, 3 Ultra. But this time we've opted for the Fighting Fury belt. So people are not certain on baton, choice band, or belt.
I don't blame them.
And then
I think the interesting part is the 8/8 on grass and electric energy.
yeah, I mean, all our testing has been with 14 energy, a 7/7 split. I don't think we ever felt like we needed another grass or electric, right? So that seems kind of overkill. Seems like we could dedicate those 2 spots somewhere else. Again, 1 Pal Pad. I think the other list played 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. And then the Volkner. I find the Volkner interesting.
I think it's pretty cool, though.
Grab a lightning and an item with Volkner. So, very interesting stuff. So, yeah. So, Rayquaza making a splash here. I think there was 3. All turbo builds. No Rayquaza Garbodor. Standard Zoroark Garbodor. This list has opted for the Latios. So that's 2 with the Latios.
Yeah.
3 Psychic Energy. Then we have another William Wallace Sr. With the Zoroark Garbodor. 1 Mewtwo. So we took out the Latios and we would rather have Mewtwo from Evolutions.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. 3 Psychic. So what you're seeing here is basically the same 59 cards. We're just swapping out whichever Pokemon we feel is a little bit better. Right now it's Latios or Mewtwo. So people are undecided.
I think they're also seeing a very messy list.
Well,
Clean in the same way.
and this is an interesting list. You want to talk about this list?
You showed me this list. You pretty excited. You thought it was super cool. And then once I saw it, I thought it was also super cool. It's super unique. And it's the only one like it that we've seen so far. And it's Baby Buzz with Garbodor.
Picture the old Zoroark counter decks. Now let's build it around Baby Buzz with a bunch of counters along with Trash Lance. And we're only going to give up 1 prize. We're going to hit you hard in the mouth. And we're only going to give up 1 prize.
There's not even Tapu Leles.
No Lele's for setup. Nothing. Nothing, folks. Not even. I don't even think it has Bridget. So it's pretty cool. 4 shrines, 3 floats, 3 choice, 1 special charge, 1 rescue, 3 Sycamore, 4 Cynthia, 3 In, 4 Guzma, 2 Copycats, 3 Field Blowers, 4 Ultra, 4 1 on the energy.
It must be nice never having to think about a Lele start.
9 special energy. So that's pretty interesting with all the flare grunts and enhanced hammers running around.
And Katana.
I mean, that's pretty crazy. So that tells you right there he's not attaching until he knows for sure he can do some major damage or get a knockout.
But also, when you think about Zorgs, they're only running 4 DCEs, like the Macargo and all that.
Yeah.
But they also have puzzle time to get it back.
And he just depended on the Orangaroo. Resource management, them back. He's only given up 1 prize attacker, so doing a couple turns of resource management.
I think that's Instruct, because that's Sun and Moon.
Oh, it is Instruct.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so no resource management. My bad. Okay, so that's interesting. This is definitely the most interesting list of the 16, right?
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Good stuff by Rob Stevens. We like it. We've got another Rayquaza deck. 4 Rayquaza, 1 Coco GX, Latios Monkey, and 2 Tapu Lele. Everyone seems pretty on point with the Pokemon. Just the only question is Coco or not Coco. So, we've got a 2-2 split of Wishful Baton, 2 Choice Band. I like that. What do you think?
That's pretty cool.
No Fighting Fury Belts in this list. We saw 3 Fighting Fury Belts in the other. This is a senior. Luke Smith, senior. So Luke has opted for the 2-2 split. Which seems pretty solid, huh?
Yeah. I like your list.
No Palpad. Only 7/7 on the energy. 4 Max Licks. Again, 4 Mysterious. Only 3 Ultra.
And so, Acrobike.
4 Acro. So we're seeing the same 55, 56 cards on all these Rayquaza lists. So people just aren't sure about the Baton, Choice Band, or Fighting Fury Belt.
An Acrobike.
Yep. So looks good. Luke, moving on. We've got another Garbodor. Opted for the Mewtwo instead of Latios. And then everything else looks standard. Only other difference is the 3 Psychic rather than the unit. So, a lot of action from Zorogarb. Here we have a Zoroark counter deck. I'd say this is the second most interesting deck, right?
Yeah, I agree.
1/1 Macargo, 2 Mew EX, 1 Sylveon EX, 1 Orangaroo with a resource management, 1 Sudowoodo, 1 Shaman, and then 1 Cobalion there at the bottom. So definitely a reactive deck. Only 2 counter energies, which is okay because you have the Macargo to grab whichever one you need at the time. So 1 counter catcher. I could see 2 counter catchers there, but that's okay.
You can get them back with puzzle time.
2 Acerola. So the game plan here is to say swing into Sylveon EX and take out a Rayquaza, and then they can't return KO the Sylveon. You Acerola it up, deny prizes, rinse and repeat, right?
Yep.
So, pretty good, solid plan. Shaman for Lycanroc, Cobalion for Gardevoir, possibly.
Or just an in-game attacker.
Yeah. Mew for Buzzwalls, Sylveon for Rayquaza. So, good stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Like it.
Some good stuff.
And lastly, we have another Zoroark Garbodor. Opted for the Mewtwo, so we saw 3 Mewtwo's and 2 Latios in the Zoroark Garb. So kind of split on what that final Pokemon should be. Again, 3
2.
Psychic Energy.
3 or 2?
3. That's 3.
It kind of looks like it's 2.
It's 3, folks. Don't let him fool you. So.
I think that's... No.
The only other change I'm seeing is the 2 Enhanced Hammer from Stefan's list.
You sure it's 3?
It's 3, I promise.
It kind of looks like a 2.
You can count the cards if you want. It's a
really?
3. Look, there's a 2. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a 2. That looks nothing like that and that. And that and that.
Okay.
So it's 3. 3 right there. 3.
Those don't look the same.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Alright, so looking at our tier list, tier 1, Zorogarb, there was 5. Rayquaza Turbo, there was 3. And Zoro Control, the first and second place deck. Tier 1.5, there were 2 Buzzrocks. So going into your World's Testing, I would definitely focus heavily on Zorogarb, the Rayquaza Turbo build rather than the Rayquaza Garbodor list, and then focus on the Zoro Control, this list right here in particular. Go ahead and build it, proxy it, study it, test against it, because you will see several decks like this. It's really, really good from our testing. The list we have built now is 4 cards off of this list, so you can bet that here in a sec we're going to take out those 4 cards and adjust it directly to this list. So what do you think? Any final thoughts?
I think all these decks are pretty cool. I like them, and I think it's definitely something to test for.
Yep. So we're lucky to get this information, and we wanted to share it with you guys. So, yeah. So please like, subscribe, share, and do some worlds testing, and be excellent to each other.
Party on, dudes.